Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for January 16th to the 30th. The focus continues to be the West Coast, especially California. You can see we have one atmospheric river event going on here, bringing precipitation into the west. You have another one here and another one coming in to the back, but eventually a ridge is forecast to build into the west, pushing the activity more to the north. So that seems to be the trend in the models right now. We're going to take a look at the precipitation amounts that are forecasted in this period. So 16th to the 20th. You see here comes another system in, bringing rain and snow to especially the Sierras. Then it gets shunted more to the north. More activity comes in to California. And then the ridge takes over, and then it gets pushed more to the north. Now, we'll take a look at snowfall amounts during this period. You see a couple inches here. This is 24-hour snowfall totals. We'll back it up a little bit. So this is a GFS. Here's a European. So you can see we have some oranges approaching here. You see we're up in this range, especially across the Sierras and into the Intermountain West. Okay, we're going to get back to the forecast now. This is for the 16th to the 20th. And you can see we have a trough here along the West Coast or pushing inland. Above normal heights here remaining across Canada and parts of the Northeast, but generally a zone of flow, progressive flow here across the nation. And we already talked about the atmospheric river event. So above normal precipitation is forecast for the West Coast into the Four Corners and generally east of the Mississippi River, as we have a system that will be pushing into the east right here, bringing heavy rainfall. Now this is the GFS. And it looks like this could be snow for portions of the Mid-Atlantic and the Northeast. But as this winter's been going, it doesn't happen when we get close to the event. Then we have another system approaching the area off the coast here later on, and later in the period. But we'll talk about that later. So we'll have another system moving into the east later in the week, and that's the system here. Okay, we're going to look at the period now for January 21st to the 25th. And overall, there is an eastward shift of the western trough as this ridge builds along the east coast. And we still have above normal heights here. But as I was getting ahead of it a little bit. We have another system here on next weekend, 22nd. You can see we have another area here lifting up along the coast. This is GFS and showing snow for Sunday night into Monday. And it looks like a heavy snow event according to the GFS. And we'll look at the European. It has snow also, and then we'll look at the European ensembles. Has very little precipitation coming into the region, and then we'll look at, okay, this is Canadian, and it's slower bringing the storm up because we have this initial system here in the plains, and then sparking a secondary development, but that stays out. And we have time to watch that, but don't get our hopes up because snow has been virtually absent in the primarily absent in the east. Okay, so for this forecast period, I'm calling for above normal temperatures here, and I'm calling for anomalies being near 4 degrees above normal, below normal temperatures here, with the anomalies of 4 to 6 degrees below normal for precipitation. Calling for below normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is about 35%. Above normal precipitation forecast here. Probability of occurrence is near 40%. Now we're going to take a look for the period for January 26th to 30th, and this is where the models start to diverge. And we go to the 26th. Now we look at the GFS, keeps the trough ridge configuration and also its ensembles, but then you look at the European members, kind of has a trough more in the east, ridge building here across Western North America. And then we look at the other models. So, and here's the NAEFS, has the trough extended more negative from Hudson Bay down into the west, ridge here around the west coast. So I'm going to do this as a compromise. I always compromise. I am calling for below normal temperatures for much of this region here, and I'm calling for anomalies being near 6 degrees, at least 6 degrees below normal, especially across this area here, near normal elsewhere. And for precipitation, calling for below normal precipitation here, probability of occurrence is 35%. Above normal precipitation forecast here, probability of occurrence remains near 40%. That's the long range weather forecast discussion for January 16th to the 30th. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.